Hello, family. It's your girl, Love, from Confidence with Love. And yeah, I want to talk about actually I didn't want to talk about it, but I'm going to Whoopi Goldberg's comments on The View with relation to the Jewish Holocaust. And she said something to the effect, and you guys can, like go and view The View, and look back at it. It was like a couple of day thing, but she said something to the effect that the Holocaust wasn't really about race as we see race here in America. It was because we kind of see, not kind of, we see it actually in black and white because that's the way it was created, right? So by white people. Let's not forget that part. But anyway, she was saying that in kind of in terms of the way that she even herself has experienced race, it is more about the color or lack thereof of your skin in America. So that's the way she experienced it, and she didn't feel like the Jewish Holocaust was about race, okay? And it was more about how humans can be fully inhuman to other human beings, right? And she got backlash for that. The Jewish community was upset. Primarily the Jewish community, it seems, in the ABC or CBS, whichever one The View is on. And so what she did next was the next day, she apologized. She took responsibility, and that she felt like she misspoke. And she also had somebody on there to discuss it with her, so that she could relook at her behaviors. And ABC decided that she needed to be suspended for 2 weeks for saying anything about the Jewish Holocaust. And okay, I guess that's ABC or CBS, whichever one The View is on, grown ass business. And I'm gonna be really honest with you. As a black woman, I am so fucking tired. I am over this shit, okay? Black women, we have way more important and better things to do. And what the situation that happened with Whoopi Goldberg is literally typical for our everyday work life. Okay? You have to be extraordinarily careful, and you have to always be remembering about white people's feelings. And in this case, yes, I'm calling Jewish white people because you look, and the way you look in this country is without melanin, most of you. That's separate from Hebrew people who practice Judaism. All right? So the German people who were in Germany at the time, who were Jewish, Poland, Germany, Vienna, all those places, actually looked Caucasian, white. All right, their religion and whatever was Jewish, but their lack of melanin, if you look at it the way the white people do here, they're white and they're accepted as white. And I can almost guarantee you that every time they do you ever see Jewish on the checkbox? Do you see you see black, non-Hispanic, you see white, non-Hispanic, you see Hispanic, who is Latinx, you see indigenous people, but you do not see Jewish people. on any of those check boxes. Okay? I don't care if you talk about the census. I don't care what the hell you're talking about. All right? So the problem really started when that book Mouse that a gentleman wrote, a Jewish gentleman wrote, kind of a few like decades ago, I think, and or I could be getting that wrong, but anyway, the book was banned in Tennessee recently, last week I think, and it's very interesting to me that Jewish people, instead of fucking going off on the white people who banned this Jewish man's book, you think that Whoopi Goldberg saying what she said is really a problem? Like, that's what you think. You think it's a problem. Okay. So again, let's go let me just, cuz I'm over this shit. I am so frustrated. Like, I'm so done. This whole thing where we have to do everything as black women to fucking cape for everybody else. Whoopi Goldberg, I know for a fact, okay, over the years has like uplifted Jewish people. She's been about Jewish people, all types of shit, okay? And because she said that the Jewish Holocaust wasn't really about race to her, so she needed to be bullwhipped for that shit. You get to fuck with her brand and her money for saying that, but you ain't in Tennessee dealing with the fact that white women made sure your book that has been and is going to help generations of people see the atrocities that were done to Jewish people. You are not going to cancel them, make them stay off for 2 weeks or what the fuck ever. See, you're not going to do that. But you're going to make Whoopi Goldberg y'all girl too, who's always got your back. You gonna make her to be your problem. Okay. She also said something else, and I'm in total agreement with this shit. Something to this effect, that it doesn't need to be black people's problem what's happening in that they're banning Holocaust. She didn't say Holocaust, but she was saying that we don't need to make this our problem. And I'm going to take it a step further for you. I do not, as a black woman, have the fucking energy to give to you. Whether you're Jewish, whether you're a black man, whether you're a white woman, I don't have the fucking energy or inclination to give you shit. Okay? I don't owe you nothing. Though you have tried to wipe out the living memory of black women in this country and beyond, we built this shit. We took care of you. We washed your asses. We washed your children's ashes. We were their slaves. We were raped by white men and made to have those children too. And they could take those children and do what the fuck they wanted, and they did. They put them on the docket as being enslaved and sold their own fucking children. But if I say anything, now that happened from 1619, and I'm going to go through the civil rights era, because we were not considered fully human by law until they wrote that shit in 1967. Okay, so we were not even considered, all right, as black people, especially black women. But you want me, whose people have experienced generations, not one generation, not a 10-year span, fucking centuries and a generation to put you on my back too? Because let's put this shit into context, okay? You're right, as Jewish people. I agree 100% about you making yourselves sacrosanct and you dictating that can't nobody talk about you, can't nobody say shit, can't get nobody look wrong, can't nobody breathe hard or sigh or some shit anywhere around Jewish, Israel, or the Holocaust that you guys, went through, where you were literally mutilated, tortured, you were made to dig your own graves, and then murdered. You were starved to death. And in fact, when they found out that any of the women that they raped, the Jewish women that they raped, was pregnant, she went directly to the gas chamber. And there's so much more that you have gone through. It is disgusting and despicable. And to this day, the images of it, just like, it's horrible. Like, I can't. So what you've done to ensure that that history is never repeated for your people again has been stellar. I agree 100%. That what you're doing, making sure that everybody knows the history of that shit, is of the utmost importance. And I love that you've made yourself sacrosanct. So I'm going to tell all of you this. And Black women are sacred. I, for one, am going to go to my grave working to make sure that Black women and Black girls are protected, held sacred, are safe, are well educated, can take care of themselves, can choose any man they want. Okay? Black men, good Black men especially, is a very small percentage. Black women, you are so powerful and so wonderful and so great. Really, you just a badass. You can choose anyone that you want because you bring with you problem solving. So when it comes time for people to start to look at, well, you can't say this about the Jewish community. You can't say that. You can't say this. You can't say that. They've learned not to. And now, for the rest of the people who are not Black women and Black girls, you're going to learn not to say shit about Black women. I don't give a fuck what we say. We built this shit. See, when World War II happened between 1935 and 1945, there were actually Black people who picked up weapons to defend Jewish Holocaust victims. As far as I know, now y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I know I be off sometimes or whatever. But as far as I know, Jewish people haven't been picking up any type of weapon throughout our enslavement here, throughout Jim Crow, because they were here. Or Jewish people here. They marched at civil rights, some of them to get a photo op, But there's not one of them standing up and putting together policies, and they have the power because of their lack of melanin too. They're in powerful spaces. So they could create policy and laws, whereas as Black people, we are unable to do that shit yet. Well, as Black women, yet. So you want to tell a Black woman that she can't say something that had no malice, was in no way intended to put you down, which she said herself, what that was just pure inhumanity. And it was right. If you look at white people, yeah, different ones, they're accepting different people from different countries in Europe. But the bottom line is, whether you are Jewish and you're white, whether you are Muslim and you're white, whether you're a fucking Christian and you're white, you are white in this fucking country. And that was written into the Constitution, that you have inalienable rights. See, my black ancestors were not. And for all of you assholes that keep saying this shit about, well, there was forever ago. That was before. Shut the fuck up. Okay, I'm going to need you to shut up. Because you are ignorant. And I'm going to use Jane Elliott's description of educated versus ignorant. Okay? Educated is you actually read shit, you actually comprehend shit, and you actually look at it and how you can work on changing your behaviors because now you know more. Okay? Being taught something is just building muscle memory. All right? Most white people in this country are being taught at public school. Because I don't remember there being any type of fucking outcry from the Jewish community, the Asian community, whatever. I don't remember there being any fucking outcry when Nicole Hannah Jones had 1619 Project banned. What I do remember is white women crying, no, we can't have that because, oh, clutch my pearls. What if my children feel like, we did something wrong and it hurts their feelings? Enslavement is wrong. Writing into law that you can mutilate, lynch, rape, and torture black people is fucking wrong. It's just as wrong as you coming to a set of continents here in the Americas where 100% of the people were indigenous, and now in the U.S., indigenous, what you call Native American people, are only 1% of the population. You can't hear that white people killed them. So, Jewish people, where you at? You ain't, I can't. Where you at? Nicole Hannah Jones got doxied. Y'all damn pink president, orange president, sorry, color, got my color wrong. Got my race wrong. Y'all orange president, Trump, actually talked shit about her and her book. First of all, motherfucker didn't know her, and he definitely can't read. So he ain't read shit. All right? And actually at the time it was a full magazine thing for the New Yorker in 2019. But y'all sat there believing him, and y'all started making death threats to this woman and her family and everything simply because she talked about African and black people, and she got scholars together that are both indigenous to the Americas, you know, part of that 1% that you guys have already killed off of indigenous Native Americans. Yeah, that. She got scholars who are both indigenous and black to get together to look at each of the different laws and different situations and the economy and the intelligence and everything that white people stole when they kidnapped us, simply because we're not the same color as you. But you want me to be upset that a black woman who's done all types of shit around the world, helping people, like us, like literally, like for real. You want me to be upset about a black woman who's caped for uplifted Jewish people and all types of people around the world? You want me to be upset that she said something that was not only valid but sound? Well, I'm going to tell you what, that's grown folks' business. Meaning, that's between black women. You don't have anything to say to us. You've done enough. You've said enough. We don't want no parts of your bullshit, okay? No parts. None. You hear? Hey, you. Yeah, we don't want no parts. Leave black women the fuck alone. Meghan McCain been on The View for I don't know how long, and that bitch has said everything from out of her mouth to out of her asshole. She ain't been suspended not one day. But you want to suspend a black woman because you know why? You motherfuckers still think that we're here to serve you and make you feel good about yourselves and uplift you and care for you, while I'm looking at what if my daughter, or when my daughter decides to get pregnant and have a child, that she is 4 times more likely to die than a white woman, and I'm going to bring up education, than a white woman with a high school or less education, and she has a bachelor's, master's, or whatever. She's giving birth. Her baby will be twice as likely to die than a white newborn. Jewish people with the Holocaust, yeah, your books do need to be in schools. You need to keep doing what you're doing about your people, and you need to leave black women and black women's names out your fucking mouth. You are being so anti-black woman right now. You're anti-black woman. Stop talking to us. Stop trying to punish us. Stop trying to degrade us. Stop trying to dehumanize us. You have no business talking about Whoopi Goldberg or any other black woman. That is not your business. You are not grown folks. You just not. And we just not going to do it. We're not going to do it, baby. We're not going to do it. So y'all, if you feel like you need to, you come for me, you do whatever. But I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not listening to dumb shit because, again, most white people are fucking uneducated and they don't want to come out of their willingness to be ignorant. Jewish people taught you about the Holocaust and what happened to them, but you refuse to allow black people to talk about their own history, indigenous people to talk about their own history. And yes, it does involve you because you brought some violent motherfuckers. You're the best at being violent. I will give you that. However, what we gonna do is we gonna leave black women out of your shit. And I don't care what we say. After everything that's been done to us, after everybody has taken our very ideas, try to take our essence, unzipped us, try to wear our skin, still trying to do it. The shit you did with Whoopi Goldberg is just the same shit. Hey, Francis, it's the same shit. Okay? Same shit you've been doing. It's the same thing we experience at work with you every fucking day. Every day. It's some shit. You're constantly holding our finances over our heads. The reason we make 48 to 52% on the dollar and you make 72 cents when you are less educated and less experienced as a white woman, I am a black woman with vast knowledge, is because that's the way you set it up. And you want me to be good with that? Hell no. You fucking with my money and you have been. You fucking with black women's money and you have been. You culturally appropriate, steal, and then turn the shit back around and sell us our own shit. But you want to talk about what Whoopi Goldberg said. Oh, really? But you can't stand to look at yourself, to open up a book and educate your ignorant asses on the actual badass behaviors that you, your mama, your grandma, all y'all had. All of you. You are not accountable, nor are you fucking responsible. But it's just so funny that Whoopi Goldberg took responsibility. Really, I feel like she didn't have to. Okay? That's how I really fucking feel. But okay, cool. She took responsibility, but that's generally what black women will do. We look at ourselves. We see what's going on with ourselves, and then we take responsibility for our behaviors and our actions. But what's fucking with me is that we have to also take responsibility and accountability for your actions against us as white people. That Jewish people can really sit here and fuck with a black woman's money and her brand. I'm talking about the ones in ABC or CBS or wherever the View is. Really? That's what you can do? No, you can't. I done told y'all that shit ends. That shit has ended. Do not talk about black women. Black women, you don't have black women coming out your mouth. That is not your place. That is not your place. You want to talk to somebody? Talk to some white people. There you go. You could do that all day. But you are not going to degrade, dehumanize, fuck with the money of, fuck with the wealth of, fuck with the home buying of, fuck with our children, hunt us down, kill us in the hospital, you know, all the other shit you do, you ain't gonna do it. That day is over. The Holocaust lasted 10 years, and Jewish people in the surrounding area of Germany almost didn't make it. They almost didn't make it. So do you think I'm going to sit here and let you repeat your behaviors on us that you've been doing to us? No. So I'm telling every single black woman, say what you need to say. You don't need to care about how fucking people feel. They feelings are their problem. They don't care about how you feel. They really don't. They don't. They show you every day, all day. If I hear one more fucking white woman say, but now we're all good, I'm not the enemy. You have made us as black women your enemy. We haven't been killing you. Far as I know, Whoopi Goldberg ain't got no group together to destroy books that were created by white people. And y'all forever telling lies in y'all books. Black women have not murdered Jewish people. Black women are not out here mistreating Jewish people or Jewish children or Jewish women. That's not what we doing. If you need some help, we all know you could, to this day, turn to a black woman and she will solve your problem and love on you. And this is the thanks we get? Oh, really? Oh, and then we're not supposed to say nothing? Oh, really? That's what we're doing? Well, guess what? I'm telling you. Black women are sacred. You don't open your mouth about us. Whatever the fuck we do from here on. Because it can never begin to match the horrifying shit you're still doing. And by the way, the Jewish people that were in the Holocaust, they actually got to move Palestinians. Countries got together to make sure that they could leave the areas in which they had been murdered and mutilated and killed and have their own spot. And we still paying them. Huh? We still paying them. So if we as black people, because I'm going to tell you something about psychology, you guys. As black women, as black women, it is almost impossible for you to heal from trauma when the trauma keeps occurring. We didn't get to move to some different space and just do our own thing and heal from all the atrocities that you committed in the past, that you committed. I got an 80-something-year-old aunt. She grew up in the Jim Crow era. Okay? I got a couple, no, 3. Girl, you ain't gonna sit here and tell me shit about, oh, that happened however long ago. You so fucking dismissive when it comes to your badass behaviors. But let a black woman say something and you ready to take her to the whipping pole. And I'm gonna tell you, shut the fuck up and go sit ye down out of my eyesight, because I am fucking tired. I don't know about other black women. I know it's hard for us as black women to say things because we got to go to work with you. And you're generally in positions of authority, even when you're uneducated, even when you don't have experience. And we have to lower our voice. And, oh, don't be the angry black women. Bitch, don't tell me how to feel. My feelings are mine. And by the way, I personally am not angry. I'm fucking enraged. That's why I'm pushing for black women to not only, and black girls to not only be held sacred, but I am pushing for black women and black girls to get self-defense. I think every little girl should be every week, every little black girl should be every week in martial arts. And I don't think she should take one, just one. I want to see her take several different types of martial arts. That should be a common thing for young black girls. I believe every single black girl and black boy should be taught their own history by their own people. Okay? Their own writers, because we got plenty of them. We do. I took responsibility for doing that with my children. As a single mother who was working, I'm a registered nurse too. I was working my ass off, but I took responsibility for educating them on African history, black history, and definitely white people history. The real one. So we need to do that for our girls. We need to hold our little black girls so sacred that that number of 1 in 4 black girls that are being raped by the time they're 18 disappears. We need to hold our black women and young girls so sacred that no one can dismiss them, no one can deny them, no one can mistreat them, no one can put their hands on them, and no one can murder them. Because we are dying every 5 to 6 hours because of black men every single fucking day. Primarily in labor and delivery in the hospital, you will run into your quote unquote caregiver will usually be a white woman. That's why we die 4 times as much while we're giving birth to our children, and our children die twice as often as white women and then their newborns. And then I'm going to need some sisters to go have your handgun rights and go get trained. Okay? Because motherfuckers shouldn't be able to walk up on you. You're too precious. You're too important. You do too much for too many people for somebody to be able to walk up on you, put their hands on you, throw you in a trash can, come up to you like you owe them something, like a hello or some shit. I'm going to need you to start truly protecting yourself, protecting your children, and especially protecting your girls. Remove your focus from uplifting fucking white people, especially white women. Leave these fucking people alone. Let Jewish people have their thing. It is not my job. I got pain. I got fucking trauma. And then I got to work. I'm not trying to do it anymore. What needs to be important is black women and black girls. And that's what's important to me. I have a black daughter. She is precious to me. And I wish a motherfucker would. So, I'm going to suggest you leave Whoopi alone. But, I know white folks. You always got something to say. So you don't have to look at your own bad behaviors, and you don't have to educate yourself, and you do not have to work on your ingrained need to see yourself as superior when clearly, you have done so much trying to wake up white and mediocre. You really are no competition with any other company, group of people. Like, seriously, you can't come up against Chinese people and Japanese people or Vietnamese people or whoever because you know what, you don't want to read, you don't want to be real. Germany changed its spots to an extent after the Jewish Holocaust. They actually had to look at themselves. They tore down all of the different remnants of Nazism and all of that. We sitting here got white folks talking about, well, that's our heritage. Bitch, I don't care. Really? Keep your little shit. But leave black women alone. We are tired. We are done. And I really believe we are so starting to turn our focus to ensuring that black women and black girls are held sacred, protected, raised up, given the proper cultivation, education, love, care, and we definitely have to work on our girls and our young women's self-esteem. And one other thing, although this don't have nothing to do with Whoopi, one other thing I'm just going to tell y'all. As black women, the only enemies we have are the ones who made us their enemy. Okay? So let's not, as black women, continue to shit on each other. We don't have space for that shit. Okay? And black women come in all types, right? You don't ever hear me do anything but uplift black women. Now, I'll tell you the truth, but I'm not here to degrade or dehumanize black women. No matter what they look like, no matter what gender they select, no matter who they choose to love. Okay? So we got to stop this damn foolishness about, black trans women aren't really black trans women. Yes, they are. Oh, biracial and lesbian women are not really women. Bullshit, yes, they are. And by the way, we give birth to all of them. So they're all a part of us. And what we need to do is gather together and protect one another. Not this bullshit. This is more than enough. Okay? And one more thing. Cut this biracial shit out. All right? just like these white people said, if you have this much black, then you're black. And the reason that I'm saying that is because we have always been gifted as black women in turning things around that was meant to hurt and destroy and cause pain and death to us. We've always been able to turn that around. And because we're such brilliant people and so creative as black women, we definitely need to refocus on not saving black men. Okay? Black men are grown. They need to stand up for themselves. When I'm looking around, or the black men I've ever dealt with, or when I'm looking around and shit, I don't see one of them trying to put shit together to save my ass, or my daughter, or their own daughter for that matter. Okay? So, black women, let's do it. We can do this. And let's not allow people to talk shit, about us. We know how to talk to one another. That's grown folks' business. That is not the business of anyone else. I don't care if you think you are the chosen ones. Okay, good. Go be chosen somewhere else. Because I'm choosing black women and black girls. Love y'all.